individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool,
The court,
The course.
the track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners. Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool,
The court,
The course.
the track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you. I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool,
The court,
The course.
the track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
The following is a presentation of Roosevelt University Athletics. This is Roosevelt University Softball. From the Dome in Rosemont, this morning and into the early afternoon hours, Roosevelt University Athletics bring you Roosevelt University Softball, the opening game for the 2025 season on this Valentine's Day 2025. As today in game one of a split doubleheader, if you will, it'll be the Roosevelt University Lakers facing the Titans of Indiana University South Bend. Hi again, everybody, and as we said, good morning. At least we can say that for the next about 8 minutes or so before we hit the scheduled noon hour start time for today's game. But we are glad to be with you as we start off the coverage of Roosevelt University softball for the 2025 season, as is the case over the course of the past few years, as has been the case. We start things off here with action from the Dome in Rosemont, as today we will have two games for you. Game two scheduled to be starting up at about 2:30 p.m. That'll be Roosevelt going up against Olivet Nazarene, but the first opponent today in the NAIA leadoff event for 2025 will be the Titans of Indiana University South Bend. This is the first of 3 days of softball competition here in this event throughout this weekend. We'll be here again for game number 2 for the Lakers today, and then we'll have 2 more games on Sunday. That'll be a more classic doubleheader, 2 games against the same opponent, as the Lakers will be facing the Lewis University on Sunday. But lots of softball going on over the course of this weekend here at the Dome, as there are 2 fields, and there will be pretty much nonstop games scheduled throughout the weekend on both fields, as also playing today will be Lawrence Tech against St. Francis. And then in game 2 today on field number 2, Lawrence Tech will face Indiana South Bend. here on Field 1. Later on today, it'll be William Penn against Aquinas and Madonna against William Penn, and then Madonna will face St. Francis on Field 2 later today, and then Olivet Nazarene will face Aquinas on Field 2 tonight at 7:30 p.m. Roosevelt coming into the 2025 season after a record last year of 17-22 overall, 11-5 in their final season as an NAIA program in the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletics Conference. Indiana South Bend, they finished up last season 14-30, and they were 7-9 in the CCAC. And without further ado, let's take a look at the batting orders for today's game. And for the visiting Indiana South Bend Titans, it'll be Abby Gerhart leading it off and in center field, followed by Alexis Ream batting second and in left field. It'll be Summer Johnson batting third and at first base. And then it will be Maddie Leisure batting in the number 4 spot and in right field. Pitching today will be Abby Yarnell for Indiana South Bend, and Yarnell will be batting 5th. Batting 6th will be the catcher, Reese Douglas. Batting 7th at third base, Leah Dawson. Batting 8th at second base, Jordan Watts. And batting 9th will be the shortstop, Jade Baker. Meanwhile, for the Roosevelt University Lakers, it'll be Ella Dvorak leading it off and in right field. Batting second will be the left fielder, Caitlin Williams. Batting in the number 3 spot, the veteran shortstop, Athena Pameli Penn. Batting 4th at first base, Bryn Dvorak. Batting 5th and at third base, Ava Casper. Batting 6th and the designated player will be Bianca Gallegos. Batting 7th and catching will be Libby Krakus. Batting 8th and at second base, Isis Enriquez. And batting 9th and in center field will be Kendall Pearson. Kaylee Hancock will be in the circle today for the Roosevelt University Lakers. Both teams still gathered here along their respective benches. Indiana South Bend on the third base side and the Lakers on the first base side. We'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with more as we get ready for softball between Roosevelt and Indiana South Bend. Take a break and return. This is Roosevelt University Softball.
GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track. GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. don't find yourself saying,
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool,
The court,
The course.
the track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
How is your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And we welcome you back to the Dome in Rosemont, Illinois, as the Roosevelt Lakers now have taken the field, and we are just moments away from first pitch for the 2025 softball campaign, as it is Roosevelt University against Indiana South Bend. Kayla Hancock, as we said, in the circle for the Lakers, and in 2024, Kaylee was 0-4 with a 5.33 earned run average, a 1.88 whip. In 9 appearances, Hancock had 3 starts last year, tossing 22 in the third innings, allowing 34 hits, 19 runs, 17 of which were earned, walking 8, striking out a dozen. And opponents were hitting .358 against Hancock last year. So the right-hander getting set with warm-up tosses. And again, we are moments away from our first pitch of the day here, and not only of the day, but for the season in 2025. Lakers in their home white jerseys with the green numerals and black pants, and Indiana South Bend in all black. Black tops, black pants with the red and white lettering and numerals, and we are about ready to go. So great to have you with us on this very cold February day now, February afternoon, as leading it up will be the left-handed hitting Aubrey Gerhardt for Indiana South Bend, who will get the start today in center field. One last gathering of the infielders for the Lakers in the circle. And we are about ready to get underway. Indiana South Bend last year, their leading hitter was Maddie Leisure at .333. As Gerhardt stands in, Hancock checks the wristband for the sign, leans in, and we are underway with the first pitch, and it'll be in there for a called strike. And so 0-1 here. So it'll be Gerhardt, Ream, and Summer Johnson starting things off here for Indiana South Bend. Righty versus lefty. Low wind in the pitch. A little bit of a riser, swung on and fouled back to the screen behind home plate, and so the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Titans last year as a team hitting .259, scoring 167 runs in 2024. Here comes the wind in the 0-2. And that'll be low and away, and that'll run the count, a ball and 2 strikes. So Gerhardt, that pitch had some movement on it, and Gerhardt letting it kind of drift beyond the outside corner, not chasing after that pitch. So the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And now time will be called as Hancock checking the wristband, and now Gerhardt back in the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on, and that'll be pop foul into the screen behind home plate. And we'll hold it a ball and 2 strikes. And we had apparently a violation called on the pitcher. So the count will now go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire now talking with the Laker catcher, Krakis, and now we're ready to resume. So the count squared at 2-2, and the delivery. That'll drift outside, off the outside edge, and it's now 3-2. So a full count now after Hancock had gotten ahead of the hitter. No balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So kind of a roller coaster ride for Hancock in that at bat, but she gets the strikeout for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Alexis Ream. Ream last year had a .292 average on the season. Had an identical .292 slugging percentage. Righty versus righty now, and the first pitch to Ream, wave and a miss. And so the count goes to no balls and a strike. Just underway, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first inning between Roosevelt and Indiana South Bend. Here comes the 0-1. Riser, shoulder high, missing, and it'll be 1-1. The Lakers and Indiana South Bend, very familiar opponents over the years, with the Lakers previously having played in the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletics Conference. And the 1-1. And that'll be low. And so that makes it now 2 balls and a strike. That pitch coming in right around knee-high level, but just a tad low. So 2-1 the count. Game 1 of 2. Game 2 slated to start at 2:30 p.m. The 2-1. Rising high. 3-1 the count. So 3-1 to Alexis Ream. Summer Johnson awaiting on deck. 3-1 swung on, lifted in the air. Medium deep left center field, and the ball will be caught there by the center fielder, Pearson, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and Summer Johnson will bat now with the bases empty and 2 down in the inning. Johnson last year a .245 hitter. Had a home run and 7 runs batted in, a .347 slugging percentage, a .351 on base percentage. First pitch here, strike called on the outer half, and it's 0-1. Well, we're at the Dome in Rosemont. Outside temperature right now showing on my laptop here at 22 degrees, but it's fairly warm in here, warmer than I thought it would be, as a matter of fact. Here's the 0-1. Pop foul back behind home plate, and so now Hancock a strike away from retiring the Titans in order here in the top of the first inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in the inning. No score, top of 1. Here's the wind and the 0-2. Low and in, it skips to the backstop, but no harm with nobody on base. So the at-bat will continue. Last year as a team, Indiana South Bend, 19 home runs. Team had 416 total bases. Their on-base percentage as a team was at .337 last year. All right, Hancock gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Well, that was an eye-high riser, swung on, and into center field. Pearson has it, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, for Indiana South Bend, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and after a half inning, scoreless in Rosemont. This is Roosevelt University softball.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
So Roosevelt now will get their first swings of the season here in the bottom of the first inning after Indiana South Bend retired in order in the top half of the frame. And it will be for the Lakers, Ella Dvorak leading it off for RU. Abby Yarnell in the circle for Indiana South Bend. Last year 6-12 with a 3.60 ERA. 107 innings pitched, 149 hits, 84 runs, 55 earned, walked 22, struck out 37. So here is Ella Dvorak now. Left-handed batter stands in. As Yarnell just now on the rubber, now winds and deals. Kind of a half swing, one hopper to third base, gloved about halfway up the line. Throw to first, and let's see here with the call. There was a little bit of a high throw there. And at first base, Johnson had to kind of reach up, reel in the ball, and then spun, and I believe, let's see if they call that a foul ball. Yeah, it looks like Dvorak will come back here to the batter's box. And a little bit of a discussion going on right now near third base. So we hold forth here at the Dome in Rosemont. You might be able to hear occasionally. We are right next to the Lakers' outdoor home facility, the Parkway Bank Complex, and that's pretty close to O'Hare Airport. And even with the Dome, even though we're inside, we're close enough where the planes fly low enough where you can hear every once in a while the plane engines roaring. Discussion continuing at home plate. And it appears as if the at-bat now will continue for Ella Dvorak. .10 shows on the scoreboard, and the pitch. There's a bunt, and it'll roll up the third base line, charging at third, but no play available, and so that'll be a bunt single to start things off for the Lakers here. So Dvorak aboard on a great bunt there, well executed. Leah Dawson came charging in from third, fielded the ball cleanly, but had no play. So right away, the Lakers with a leadoff batter aboard here now is Caitlin Williams for RU. Left-handed batter standing in. Caitlin last year, the team's leading hitter at .343. First pitch is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Ella Dvorak at first base. And here comes the 0-1. That'll be down low, and that'll leave it up at a ball and a strike. Williams last year had a 772 OPS. And the pitch. Floater in there for a called strike. Runner going at first, and a head-first slide at second base in safely as Ella Dvorak with a stolen base. And so the Lakers now have a runner in scoring position. The count here to the hitter, Caitlin Williams, is a ball and 2 strikes. Williams, left-handed batter, standing in. And the pitch. Riser high. Oh, that ball really had some heat to it as well. As Reese Douglas, the catcher, reaching up, and that ball had such force when it hit the glove. That's one of the things you can see as we call the game at ground level. You could see the glove almost snap back a little bit. That's how much velocity was on the pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. Swung on, and that'll be a swing and a miss. Either that or it was a foul ball. Couldn't tell as the batter was in the way, but either way it'll be a strikeout here. And so 1 away in the inning now. And here is Athena Pomeli-Penn. Righty versus righty, and the first pitch to Athena, a floater in there called strike, and it's 0-1. Pomeli-Penn last year a .315 average. Had 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and 25 runs batted in. The pitch. Down and away, and that'll even it up now 1-1. So Roosevelt 1 out and a runner in scoring position at second base here in the bottom of the first inning. In a 0-0 ball game. The pitch. That'll miss just off the outside edge. 2 balls and a strike now here for Athena Pomeli-Penn. Bryn Dvorak next, and then it'll be Ava Casper, one of the newcomers to the Laker lineup this year. Yarnell into the wind of the pitch. And that'll be a floater, low. 3-1 now. Well, that pitch came in around knee-high level. I thought it was about to be called a strike, but it was called just a tad low. So now a great hitter's count here for Pomeli-Penn. Here comes the 3-1. Swung on, and that'll be fouled off to the right out of play. And that'll run it now to 3-2. So after the first 3 batters, all 3 batters were retired in order in the top of the first inning. Roosevelt bouncing back here. And they have a runner in scoring position. Maybe bouncing back, not the right term to use, as there's ball 4 on a riser up high. And so now Roosevelt with runners at first and second. So here's the first baseman, Bryn Dvorak. Right-handed batter stands in. And the first pitch. Just off the outside edge, and so it's 1-0. Bryn last year a .333 hitter for the season. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, that was right down the heart of the plate. Had a little movement on it as it went kind of dove down kind of low in the zone, and it was fouled off to the right into the screen. Count goes to a ball and a strike. Dvorak, right-handed batter, stands in. Squares to bunt. And it's fouled off. So now 1-2. When that ball came in, I thought actually it was going to be kind of an offer and miss, but it just barely caught the bottom end of the bat and bounced foul to the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a foul tip there. Certainly heard a second sound in the headset. The ball was caught behind the plate. It'll be a strikeout either way, and that's the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that'll leave it up to Ava Casper. Casper, right-handed batter, stands in. And the pitch. And that'll be a ball outside. 1-0 to Casper. Casper out of the box, quickly back in. The 1-0. That was up in the zone and popped up, and I believe it hit the dome. And I think it'll be ruled a foul ball to make it 1-1. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Casper, a freshman from Lockport, Illinois, went to Lockport Township High School. 2-on, 2-out situation for Casper. The pitch That's fisted foul into the screen to the right side. 1-2. So 1-2, and right now, Abby Yarnell a pitch away from getting out of what's been an interesting inning. Trying to strand 2 on base. The pitch, swinging its cued foul up the first base line. So we'll hold it 1-2, and I almost called that too early. That bounced, it looked like at least twice, maybe a third time on the line, and then at the last second it went foul. I anticipated that and got lucky on that call, and we'll try another 1-2 pitch and the delivery. Down and away to square it up 2-2. Now the runner from second going to third. Quick throw from the pitcher's circle. The throw was dropped. I don't know if it would have been on time anyway. And so Ella Dvorak going to third base. And so the Lakers now have runners at first and third with 2 away. A good base running there. Getting the runner a little bit closer to third base. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on, popped up, and that'll be a foul ball. So we'll try it again at 2-2. There are some ground rules with regard to when the ball hits the dome. And I believe if it's on the infield, it's an out. And if it's a foul in foul territory, it'll go as a foul ball. Last year we had the same call, same situation with different calls. Line drive, and it's caught at first base on a backhand stab, and that'll end the inning. Summer Johnson diving to her right and making the play and saving a run, and the inning comes to a conclusion. So for the Lakers in the inning, they pick up no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left on base, and after 1 no score from the Dome, as you are tuned to Roosevelt University softball.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, back here in Rosemont, and it'll be Maddie Leisure, the right fielder, leading it off now for Indiana South Bend. Kaylee Hancock into the line in the first pitch here. Good off-speed pitch right down the middle for a called strike. It'll be Leisure, Yarnell, and then Douglas due up here in the second inning for Indiana South Bend. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. It was up in the zone, and that'll be a soft liner, and that'll drop into short right field for a base hit. And the Titans have their first base runner of the game on board. Little floater, and at second base there, Enriquez gave it a leap there, trying to bring it in, but it did not occur as it kind of floated a little bit over her glove by about maybe 2 feet, and it landed softly in center field. And now here is the pitcher, Abby Yarnell, coming up to the plate for Indiana South Bend. Yarnell, right-handed batter, taking the pitch on the inner half, called strike. Yarnell awaits. Had a .289 average last year for Indiana South Bend. And the pitch. A little bit of a jam shot. 1 hop to short. Pomeli Penn to second for 1 relay, not in time. And so it'll be a fielder's choice as Leisure forced its second for the first out of the inning. Yarnell aboard on the fielder's choice. Here is Reese Douglas now. So Douglas stands in with 1 on and 1 out. Squaring to bunt. The pitch, though, way up high for ball 1. Douglas last year hitting .250 in 23 games played. Started 13 games last year for the Titans. And the 1-0. Well, that was right down the pipe, and that'll be a line drive. That'll be a fair ball down the left field line. Runner rounding second, heading to third, and it'll be second and third now for Indiana South Bend. Well, that ball was smoked by Douglas, solidly struck, and it was a fair ball maybe about a foot inside the left field line. And so Douglas with a 2-base hit. And now runners at second and third for Indiana South Bend for Leah Dawson, the third baseman. So Dawson, a golden opportunity here. Lakers stranded 2 in the first inning. But now Indiana South Bend, they have 2 on. Here with 1 away. First pitch, letter high, called strike. And it's 0-1 to Dawson. Dawson, who had a .286 average last year. Had a home run and drove in 6, has a chance potentially to knock in a pair here. No balls and a strike, and the pitch down low. It skips away. Lakers got a break. It didn't go to the backstop. It hit the umpire. And so the runners had to hold. And now it'll be a 1-1 count here to Leah Dawson, although there's not a lot of room from home plate back to the netting here in this indoor facility. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a pop foul right side out of play. So now Hancock, 1 strike away from getting what would be a really important second out in this inning. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Down and in. And the ball skipping away a little bit from home plate, but Krakus recovers. And so we're even at 2-2 now. Hancock back on the rubber. And the 2-2. Down and in, 3-2 now. So a full count here to Leah Dawson. Jordan Watts awaits on deck for Indiana South Bend. Then it would be Jade Baker before we recycle back to the top of the order. 0-0 game, top of 2, but Titans are threatening. There's a swing and a ball in the air. Medium deep right field, and that'll be caught. Runner from third tagging. Here's the throw to the plate, not in time. Both runners tag in advance, and Indiana South Bend has a 1-0 lead. Well, Dvorak made the catch in right. Good throw to the plate, just a little bit too late. So Abby Yarnell scores. Douglas to third. Dawson with an RBI on the sac fly. And a runner at third, 2 away, and it's a 1-0 Indiana South Bend lead. And here's Jordan Watts. Watts fouls it right back into the screen. Had there been no screen, I would have been hit right in the face. That ball was headed directly toward our position here behind home plate of the Dome. No balls and a strike. Watts awaits as the airplane flies overhead. Here's the pitch. Pop foul back behind home plate, and now 0-2. There's also, I think, some train tracks nearby. So we won't have the want of background noise, ambient noise, if you will. As now Watts already squaring the bunt about shoulder high with the height of the bat right now perfectly level to the ground. Now the bat pulled back. Here's a swing and a ball in the air. Deep right field. Drifting back is Ella Dvorak, who makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Lakers able to limit the damage. As in the inning, Indiana South Bend picking up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We go bottom 2. It's Indiana South Bend 1, Roosevelt nothing. You're tuned to Roosevelt University softball.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
So Indiana South Bend getting the first scoring of the game on the board. They lead at 1-0 as we go bottom 2 here in Rosemont. It'll be Bianca Gallegos to lead it off here now for the Lakers. And the first pitch to the Laker designated player will be in there for a called strike on the outer half. Gallegos, Krakis, and then Enriquez due up here for the Lakers in the bottom of the second inning. Lakers now, it's become a kind of a preseason tradition to open the year here at this facility. There's a called strike, 0-2 now, and it's great to be able to have, we say it every year, great to be able to have this facility at the Roosevelt Lakers' disposal. You can start to play a lot of early games. Cold outside, but we are fine indoors here. Here's a 2-hop chopper up the first base line, glove there, and the tag will be applied by Summer Johnson at first. So 3 unassisted on the putout, and there's 1 away in the inning. And here's Libby Krakis. Libby, a right-handed batter, stands in, and the pitch. And that'll be a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, I remember last year we were here on some chilly days. The event was held the weekend prior, in the first weekend of February. As a matter of fact, we had, I think, a 9 and 11 a.m. game on Super Bowl Sunday last year. There's a swing and a foul back into the screen. So the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. This year, the event held on the second weekend of February. Here's the 1-1. It'll be a little bit of a drop ball, and it'll miss down low. 2 balls and a strike now. Yarnell walks around the circle, now back and ready to go on the pitcher's rubber. 2 balls and a strike. This will be cued, fouled off to the right side out of play as it was lifted into the air down the right field line, and will make it now a 2-2 count. A run on 2 hits so far for Indiana South Bend. No runs on a hit for the Lakers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, bottom of 2. Nobody on. Riser up high, lifted in the air. Left center field. I'm shielded by catcher and umpire. And that ball that looks like did fall into left center field for a base hit, and the Lakers have the tying run on base. And that'll bring up Isis Enriquez, the second baseman. Isis, a freshman from Lake Eisenair, California. And the first pitch will be over but low, 1 ball to no strikes. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Lake and then E-L-S-A-N-R-E. In California. And the next pitch. In the air, right field, medium deep. Ball will be caught in right field for the out. No trouble for Maddie Leisure in right, and there are now 2 away in the inning. And that'll bring to the plate the center fielder, Kendall Pearson. Pearson, freshman from New Lenox, Illinois. Left-handed batter takes the first pitch high and away. So Abby Yarnell trying to strand a runner here at first base. Lakers left 2 on in the first inning. Here's the 1-0. Down and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Gallego started the inning with a 3 unassisted putout, then Krakis with a single, and then Enriquez with a fly out to right field. The pitch. Inside out swing, that'll be a bloop in the short left field for a base hit. At 2 hops there out to the left fielder, Alexis Ream, and the Lakers now have runners at first and second. And back to the top of the order, and here's Ella Dvorak now for the Lakers. Ella 1 for 1, reached in the first inning. Squares the bunt, pulled it back, and then swings and lines it foul left side. So no balls and a strike. Ella back into the batter's box. Has 2 stolen bases in the game. Now time will be called. All right, the next pitch swung on in a line drive, and that'll be 1 hop, caught it short, and then an attempt to step on the base at second base is successful just barely. That was a 1-hopper. I thought it was going to go into left center field, but getting over quickly, moving to her left there was the shortstop, Jade Baker, and then quickly scrambled to second base and just got there in time to force the runner and end the inning. So, a forced play there, and the inning comes to an end. So the Lakers threaten but do not score. As in the inning, no runs on 2 hits. No errors and a pair left on base. And we go to the top of the 3rd inning. It is Indiana South Bend 1, Roosevelt nothing. This is Roosevelt University softball.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
All right, here we go now to the top of the 3rd inning. Good ball game so far here in this opening game for 2025 for both teams. In the NAIA, the annual NAIA leadoff event. First pitch of the inning here will be high to the shortstop, Jade Baker. And so 1-0 here for Baker. It'll be 9-1-2 in the order coming up now for Indiana South Bend. 1 ball, no strikes. Baker, right-handed batter, awaits. And the pitch. Swinging a foul straight back to make it 1-1. Baker last year a .274 hitter. Had a home run and 11 runs batted in. On-base percentage of .385. I always thought on-base percentage was really an underrated or at least maybe underreported stat. And I think as there's a ball high and away, 2-1 now. And I think that it's I always thought it was a little bit more crucial than maybe slugging percentage, because on-base percentage, that's the name of the game, getting on base, and the higher your percentage, you put your team in a better spot. Bunted up the first baseline here. It'll be allowed to roll foul about a halfway up the line. And so it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes now. good thing for the Lakers, that ball did finally roll foul. There would not have been any kind of an attempt possible at first base. So Baker back to the plate and in a 2-2 count. Top of 3, 1-0 Indiana South Bend the lead. Game 2 today at 2:30 p.m. Roosevelt against Olivet Nazarene. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called on the outer half. Baker looked like got frozen there. And that will be strikeout number 2 for Kaylee Hancock. And now we're back to the top of the order with 1 out and nobody on base. Here's Aubrey Gerhardt, who struck out to start the game. Gerhardt, bit of a wide stance, slightly angled toward the right side of the field. Swinging a ball popped into the air, short center field. That'll drop in just beyond second base. Wide turn at first, but now Gerhardt scrambles back to the bag, has to dive in head first. And so Gerhardt aboard, and she is now 1 for 2. And 1 on, 1 out now for Indiana South Bend here in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's Alexis Ream. Ream 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. First pitch bunted up the first base side. Fielded here. Hancock then throws and almost spiked the ball on a low throw into the ground near the bag at first base. It rolls down the right field line. But runners will stay put as the Lakers, good job there to get the ball back in quickly. And now runners, actually, as the ball was thrown back in now, Ream, the batter runner, able to advance to second base. So runners now at second and third. We'll see how the scoring goes there. As either way, it'll be a sacrifice. Looks like an E1 score there. And now meeting in the circle here for Roosevelt. So trouble brewing here for the Lakers in the top of the 3rd inning, as Indiana South Bend leads by 1, and they are threatening to add 1, maybe 2 more here. As we have 1 away in the inning. Meeting continuing in the circle here for the Lakers. That was a case there where the throw was made by Hancock, but your momentum causes you maybe inadvertently to direct the ball straight downward, and that's what happened there. It got kind of thrown right into the ground, and then it rolled a little bit up the right field line, and that allowed an extra base to be taken there by Alexis Ream. Summer Johnson due up now for Indiana South Bend. So runners at second and third now for the Titans. Hancock kind of windmills the ball around a little bit, now back on the rubber. So a little bit of a jam here now for the Lakers. Here comes the first pitch. Started to swing and an appeal, and the infield umpire says no swing as the ball came in off the inside corner of the plate, so it's 1-0 now to Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1 was retired, flying to center to end the 1st inning. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Squaring the bunt, a little bit of a squeeze here. Fielded in front of the pitcher's circle, and no play available for Hancock, and the run scores. Beautifully executed squeeze there. And so the runner, Gerhardt, comes in from third to score. On the play, Ream goes to third. Johnson aboard at first with a single and an RBI. And it's 2-0 Indiana South Bend. Now a little bit of a discussion going on here after the play. Runners are at first and third. There'll be a fielder's choice on a sacrifice. That's an unearned run now after the error earlier in the inning. 2-0, 2 on, 1 away. First pitch here right there on the inner half for a called strike. 0-1 now to Maddie Leisure. Leisure 1 for 1 with a single back in the 2nd inning. Still only 1 out. Runners at the corners for Indiana South Bend. The pitch. Pop foul back behind home plate. So 0-2 here. Well, a strikeout would be certainly something that Hancock could use here. Getting out without a chance to have the runners on base advance. Conversely, a sac fly would work well for Indiana South Bend. Here's the one in the 0-2. Riser in the air. Medium deep center field, actually back deep left field, left center, and it'll be, I believe, caught on the warning track and an over-the-shoulder grab. Runner will tag and score from third. It's a 3-0 lead, but that ball, as you could hear by the call, had more carry to it than I thought it would when it came off the bat. It just kept carrying and carrying. And an over-the-shoulder catch made by Pearson in center. And now let's see here. Did the runner leave early? Looks like the inning is over, so we'll sort that out during the break. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, looks like it'll stay 2-0 Indiana South Bend. This is Roosevelt University softball.
How is your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
So it stays a 2-0 lead. We'll recap the end of that last half inning in a bit, as right now we are getting back at it as leading it off here for the Lakers. Caitlin Williams now in the bottom of the third inning. Wine in the first pitch, and that'll be high and away, 1-0 to Williams. So the inning ending as Leisure flying to center, great over-the-shoulder catch made. And then both runners left early, and then Ream was ruled out at third base. And so that ended the inning, and so it stayed a 2-0 lead for Indiana South Bend heading to this bottom of the third. 1-0 pitch now coming into Williams. There's a bunt up the third base line, and it'll be allowed to roll foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Williams in this game 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout back in the first inning. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Titans. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for Roosevelt. As we play here in the bottom of the third inning. An interesting half inning there. And here's the wind by Yarnell on the 1-1. Strike called over the outer half. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Williams, Pomeli, Penn, and Dvorak, Bryn Dvorak, due up here for the Lakers. That's one thing about baseball and softball and baseball is that as there is a pitch coming in a little bit low and inside. 2-2 the count. You can have multiple things going on at once and some interesting calls made from time to time. Here's the 2-2. High, 3-2. Yeah, I thought right away that really the only possibility could have been a runner leaving early. And the runners, like myself, thought that the ball would fall, but a great play in center field, and turns out saving a run for the Lakers. Here's the payoff pitch. Cued foul to the left side, and we'll hold a 3-2 for Caitlin Williams. Lakers have had their share of base runners in this game, 2 in each of the first 2 innings, but not yet able to put a run on the board. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the next pitch will be offered at and missed for a strikeout, 1 away in the inning. 1 away for Athena Pomeli-Penn. Bit of a discussion going on now before Pomeli-Penn stands in. Now we're ready to resume. First game of the year. Great to have the sounds of bat and ball once again ringing in the air. As there's a first pitch ball outside, 1-0 now to Pomeli-Penn. Spring training games starting next Thursday in the major leagues. Here comes the 1-0. And then a miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Caught a little bit of the Caribbean Baseball Series, the Caribbean Series annual event. This year played in Mexicali, Mexico. It's always a good reminder that spring is not far off. Here comes the 2 balls and no strike pitch. Bouncer to the right side of the circle. Gloved at second. Throw to first base in time for the out. No trouble there for Jordan Watts at second. There are now 2 away in the inning. 2 away for Bryn Dvoracek. Bryn is 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the first inning. 2 out, nobody on base. Swing and a miss, and a good changeup there by Abby Yarnell, and it's 0-1. Yarnell trying to retire the Lakers in order for the first time this afternoon. The 0-1, and it'll be sliced fouled on the right side, and we'll move to 1-2. So 1-2. Righty versus righty. And the pitch. Missed outside. A classic waste pitch there, and we'll have a 1-2 pitch on the way. The wind and the delivery. Swung on and again lifted fouled on the right field line on a play. That ball had a little bit more carry to it than the previous foul ball on the right field side, and we stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of 3, 2-0 Indiana South Bend with a lead. Voracek back into the batter's box here. And the pitch. Swung on, and that'll be pulled to the left side of the circle. Gloved it short, high throw at first base. It was not caught either way. It goes to the netting behind the bag at first, and that'll allow Dvoracek to slide into second base. A little too hopper to the shortstop there. It was gloved without too much trouble by Jade Baker, but a high throw there. And Roosevelt with a runner in scoring position. So that'll be an E6. And each team now with an error in this game. And the first pitch here will come in. I want to say I heard through our effects mic maybe an illegal pitch. 1 ball and no strikes as Ava Casper standing in with a chance here for the Lakers to get on the board, and base hit could potentially slice their deficit in half. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a riser way upstairs. 2-0 now. Casper hit a rocket to first base last time up, but it was caught on the line to end the first inning. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Changeup. Good pitch there by Abby Yarnell, and it floats right down the middle for a called strike. Case there where I think Casper expecting something different and just laid off the pitch. And it was great location. Here's the 2-1. Jammed, and it'll be fouled straight back into the screen right in front of us, and we're even at 2-2. So Deuces Wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Each team with 3 hits and an error. But in the run column, Indiana South Bend leading by a pair. Lakers are threatening. And the 2-2 misses outside. 3-2 now. Lakers, after today, will have 2 more games on Sunday at noon and 2:30, both against Lewis University. Here's the payoff. A little bit of an inside-out swing and a soft liner, and caught on a basket catch there at second base by Jordan Watson. That'll end the inning. So the Lakers threaten but do not score. As in the inning, no runs on no hits, an error, and 1 left on base. And after 3 complete, it is 2-0 Indiana South Bend. This is Roosevelt University softball.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
We head to the top of the 4th inning here in Rosemont. New pitcher coming on now for the Lakers, Katie Luzzy, a freshman from Chicago, Illinois, played at Nazareth Academy. Right-hander deals, and the first pitch will be down and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Luzzy, a right-hander, checks the wristband, as leading it off here is Abby Yarnell for Indiana South Bend. Now time will be called, and we'll have a pitcher-catcher meeting in the circle. So Kaylee Hancock tosses 3 innings of work here in the opening game of the year. 42 pitches, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned, did not walk a batter, and struck out a pair in facing 13 hitters. 1 ball, no strikes now. And the pitch from Luzzy. Bouncer in front of the plate to make it 2-0. Yarnell hit into a fielder's choice, later scored back in the 2nd inning. That was the first run of the game for Indiana South Bend. They have single runs in the 2nd and 3rd innings today. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. 1 hopper, knocked down by Luzzy. It caroms out to Pamela Penn at short, throw to first base in time, and a 1-6-3 put out. So 1 away in the inning. Here's Reese Douglas. Just off the end of Luzzy's glove, but it went right to short. And Athena Pamela Penn scooping it up and firing a strike to first base to get the runner. Here's Reese Douglas, who doubled and then was stranded at third base. There's a little flare that'll be pulled foul on the left field line. 0-1 now to Douglas. Douglas had a double in the second inning, advanced to third, but was stranded there. We play in the top of the fourth inning, approaching the halfway point of our opening game. 2-0 Indiana South Bend, the lead. Here's the 0-1. Oh, great movement on that pitch. I thought it was going to come in outside, but it curled back over the outer half of the called strike. We had a great angle from which to see that pitch. That was an awesome pitch there. 0-2. The wind and the delivery. Going outside, and this is going to be tap fouled up the third base line. We'll stay at 0-2. Douglas going after that pitch, reaching out, and it was well off the zone. I think it would have been ball one there, but it was still pulled up the left side. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That'll be down and in on a heater to make it 1-2. Lakers to play out of it. Nazarene at 2:30 today. Lakers originally were going to play Concordia of Michigan and then Lawrence Tech today, but had some schedule changes. There's a swing and a flare down the right field line that'll fall in, and it'll bounce into the corner for extra bases here. And I think it's been called by the umpire ground rule double as the ball getting away into the corner there, getting caught in the, I think, the plastic curtains that go down the line and around the ballpark. And so either way, it adds up to a runner at second base now for Indiana South Bend. And here is Leah Dawson, the third baseman. So that'll be a ground rule double. Douglas, 2 doubles in the game today, 4 total bases. First pitch here, down and in, and it's 1-0 to Dawson, who had a sacrifice fly and drove in a run back in the second inning. That double the 4th hit of the game for the Titans. 1 ball, no strikes. The wind and the pitch. Down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Almost said in the dirt on the first pitch, but these are all turf fields, with the infield area painted a dirt color brown to kind of simulate what you'd have on a natural surface. Although you don't see, here's the 2-0 in there for a called strike, 2-1. You don't see the old-fashioned real dirt infields. They're around, but you kind of got to look around to find them these days. The artificial, the field turf, if you will, very popular and really understandably so, especially in this part of the nation. There's a swing and a bouncer, left side foul, and we're even at 2-2 now. Titans have left 2 on base in this game. The Lakers have stranded 5 so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second, and the 2-2. This will be a fly ball on the right field line, slicing toward the corner. Long run there, but Ella Dvorak not able to get to it, and we'll try again at 2-2. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Now the wind and the pitch. It'll be a changeup way up high. It skips off the catcher's mitt and to the backstop, and that will allow Reese Douglas to take third base. So runner at third now with 1 away in the inning for Indiana South Bend. Scored a passed ball. And here's the wind and the payoff pitch. That'll be down low, ball 4. Runners at first and third now with 1 away for Indiana South Bend. And that'll bring to the plate Jordan Watts. Watts 0 for 1, flied to right field to end the second inning for Indiana South Bend. So again, the Titans threatening. Runners at the corners. Squaring to bunt, the bunt pulled back, the bat pulled back, and the pitch came in low, and it's 1-0. Titans scoring a run earlier on in the game on a squeeze. Looked like they had the same inclination there. Dawson on the play, by the way, stealing second. So now runners at second and third. So another dangerous situation for the Lakers as the next pitch came in, and it's now on the board. It's 1-1. And now it has been changed, and it is, in fact, 2 balls and no strikes to Jordan Watts. Jade Baker would be next, then back to the top of the Titan lineup. There's a ball outside, 3-0 here, so a miss now by Luzzy, and that would load the bases. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch taking all the way, and it's right down the middle for a called strike. I was about to say she'll be taking all the way, but I didn't have the courage, because with my luck there would be a swing, and again rendering my analytical abilities null and void, as taking here now down and in, and that'll be ball 4. Now the bases are loaded for Indiana South Bend. Back-to-back walks issued here by Luzzy. And as we said, the bases are filled with 1 away in the inning. And we'll have a pitching change. So a third pitcher will come on now for the Lakers. We'll tell you about it after we take a short break. 2-0 Indiana South Bend, top 4, but the Titans have the bases loaded. We'll pause and return. This is Roosevelt University softball.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
Riley Zarnecki, the new pitcher, on now here for the Lakers. Third pitcher of the game in the circle for RU. And Zarnecki inheriting 3 base runners here, trying to get out of a major jam and keep her team in the game. First pitch, a heater up high, 1-0 here, as Jade Baker now hitting for Indiana South Bend. Baker is 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout. Zarnecki. Looks in for the side, and the pitch. Swing and a foul tip, and it'll kind of scoot back to the screen to make it a ball and a strike. Riley, where's number 9, freshman from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin? And trying to get out of a troublesome situation here for the Lakers. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases jammed in the pitch. That'll be a heater down low to make it 2-1. Baker, the number 9 hitter in the Titan lineup. Trying to extend the lead here for Indiana South Bend. Zarnecki back on the rubber. Right-hander deals. And it'll be sliced to the right side, foul, to make it 2-2. Well, a strikeout here would be much needed for the Lakers. As 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great to be with you from wherever you may be. We are here at the Dome in Rosemont, Illinois. A little February softball for you. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Huge strikeout there. As Baker fanned for the second time in the game. And that will be out number 2. Back to the top of the order, and Aubrey Gerhardt. Gerhardt is 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single and a run scored. Well, one more out would get the Lakers out of a huge jam here. Sarnecki into the wind and the pitch. A little bit low, 1-0. Alexis Ream would be on deck, is on deck here for the Titans. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Chopped. Oh, that's chopped well into the air. Caught at third base, and an attempt to get the runner at third just in time. That was a high chopper. It went at least 15 feet in the air, if not more. And Casper at third had to just wait for it to come down. She was able to make the catch and then get quickly over to third to force the runner to end the inning. And out of all that, Indiana South Bend is held scoreless in the frame. So in the inning for Indiana South Bend, no runs in the inning. On a hit, nowheres, a couple of walks, 3 left on base. We're halfway home in game number 1, and the score is Indiana South Bend 2, Roosevelt nothing. You're tuned to Roosevelt University Softball.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
So what a turn of events there in the top of the 4th inning. Indiana South Bend able to load the bases, but not able to tally. And the Titans have now left 5 on base here in this game. And now we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Let's see if the bottom of the 4th inning, and let's see if the Lakers now can kind of take that momentum and get back into the ball game. Not that they're out, it's just a 2-run game. Bianca Gallegos to lead it off here now for the Lakers. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. She is 0 for 1 out, 3 unassisted, her first time up back in the 2nd inning. Katie Luzzy, by the way, now the line on Luzzy, pitching line is complete. First pitch here is in there for a called strike. Luzzy throwing 20 pitches, going a third of an inning, giving up 1 hit and walking 2 in facing 4 batters. And she was responsible, if memory serves, there's a swing and a miss for at least the runners that were on 2nd and 3rd at the time. So 0-2 now to Gallegos. It'll be Gallegos followed by Krakos and then Enriquez here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Lakers. Here's the wind in the 0-2. Fouled off to the left out of play, and we'll hold it no balls and 2 strikes. Well, so far, Yarnell in 3 innings of work, allowing 3 hits, but not yet allowing a run. She has struck out 3 while walking a batter, and now we'll have a meeting in the circle here for Indiana South Bend. All the infielders present in the circle. And now the gathering ends. And we're ready to resume. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on, and a little flare, and then it'll drop just beyond third base for a base hit here. Not a lot of velocity there. It just was kind of a lazy pop-up. And playing in a little bit at third base there was Dawson. Had to reach back while backpedaling. It was a tough play and landed beyond her reach. And so Gallegos aboard with a bloop single here. And a good start for the Lakers on the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring to the plate Libby Krakos. Libby is 1 for 1 with a single here today, representing the tying run. First pitch up high for ball 1. Reese Douglas, back behind the plate, was quickly on her feet, ready to fire to first base. But the throw not needed. 1 ball, no strikes. Yarnell into the wind and the delivery. There's a bunt about halfway to the circle, picked up there at first base. It'll be a 3-4 put out here, and then a throw back behind the runner at second, not in time. So Gallegos went to second, overran the bag a little bit. There was a quick throw behind, but got back safely as Krakos out on a 3-4 sacrifice. That ball, as coming in charging in the play there, was Johnson at first, turned and threw to the second baseman, Watts, covering for the out. So runner at second, one away for Isis Enriquez. And she goes after the first pitch and rolls it up the third base side, foul, 0-1. Isis is over one, flat out to right field. Her first time up back in inning number 2. No balls, 1 strike here to Enriquez. Here's the wind and the pitch. And then it'll miss inside, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. That'll be chop fouled up the third base side. And it'll be 1-2 now. Enriquez now back to the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good drop ball there. Pulled the string on the velocity and got a wave and a miss from Enriquez for the second out of the inning. I have now Yarnell with 4 strikeouts, and that'll leave it up to Kendall Pearson, the center fielder for Roosevelt. Pearson is 1 for 1 in the game with a single. First pitch here, kind of a golf swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Throw to second. Runner now is in a rundown between second and third. Rundown continuing. Still alive at second, now back toward third, and now finally the tag applied, and that'll end the inning. Well, we'll see how the scoring goes on that. But either way, it ends up in a rundown out to end the inning, and the Lakers do not score. So in the inning for the Lakers, no runs on a hit, no errors, and none left on base. And we head to the 4th inning with a score. It is Indiana South Bend 2, Roosevelt nothing. This is Roosevelt University softball.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, we head here to the top of the 5th inning in a 2-0 ball game here, and leading it up now will be Alexis Ream for Indiana South Bend. And the first pitch of the inning here will be a strike letter high, and it's 0-1. And I think they called a violation here, so strike that and reverse it, and it is now 1-0. The scoring on that rundown and the last half inning was 5-6-2, 4-5-6. Swinging a pop-up foul right side. Runs the count to a ball and 1 strike. It'll be Ream, Johnson, and Leisure due up here for Indiana South Bend. Ream has flied to center and reached on an error. Plane rumbling overhead here in Rosemont. Swinging a foul right side again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We play in the top of the 5th inning. Single runs in the 2nd and 3rd innings for Indiana South Bend. One and 2. And the pitch. Riser, wave and a miss, strike three. Really good pitch there. Coming in from Sarnecki, and there's one away in the inning. So that'll bring to the plate Summer Johnson, who has hit into a fielder's choice and then singled and has an RBI. First pitch to the backstop, it's 1-0. Yeah, that plane is either that or we mentioned earlier there are train tracks nearby as well. Maybe that's it, but it's enough noise to register on our sound meters, on our sound equipment here. Swinging a roller over the left side of the circle. Glove there by Pameli Penn. Throws to first base, but it pulls off the bag there at first base, Bryn Dvorak, and so it'll be a one-out base runner here now for Indiana South Bend as Johnson is safe at first base. Going to guess that'll be an E6 on the scoring. Either way, now Maddie Leisure. And that will be an E6. Here's Leisure now, who has a single and a fly out. And the first pitch down low, 1-0. Leisure had that deep fly to center field. I thought it was going to be to medium deep center, but it just kept carrying and carrying. Pearson in center made an over-the-shoulder catch, and ultimately it resulted in a double play when the runners on base left too early. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul back, and the count even at a ball and a strike. We're in the fifth. Just past the halfway point of the ball game. 2-0 Indiana South Bend in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Heater down and in, 2-1. Kaylee Hancock started the game in the circle for the Lakers. Since then relieved by Luzzy and now Sarnecki. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a foul off to the right. And that'll square it up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Judging from the light that filters through the dome, you'd think it's a bright sunny day out there, but it was overcast when we arrived here today. Had great sunshine yesterday, but it is cold outside. There's a swing and a cue shot, 2 hopper to second. Backhand flip, 2 second for 1. Relay from Pamela Penn will be a little bit offline here at first base. It'll go to the screen behind the bag at first, but it'll wind up to be a fielder's choice as Johnson forced at second. Leisure aboard on the fielder's choice. And here is Abby Yarnell. Yarnell is over to a fielder's choice and a ground out and a run scored. Yarnell grounding out 1-6-3 last time up. First pitch in there for a called strike on the outer half. So 1 on and 2 away in the inning. Here's the wind of the pitch. Fouled back to the screen.
Hey, that's a good pitch, Rod.
0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sarnecki now back on the rubber. The pitch bounces in front of the plate. Good stop there by Krakis behind the dish. And it's 1-2.
Riley, if it doesn't come through, you know what to throw, right? Do it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the delivery. Again down in the zone. High chopper, gloved in the hole. It's short by Pamela Penn. Throw to first base. And looked like it was in time by about a half a step for the out. And that will end the inning. Good play at shortstop there. And equally well executed at the other end by Dvorak at first base, Bryn Dvorak, and that'll end the inning. So Indiana South Bend threatening but cannot score. As in the inning, no runs for the Titans. No hits, an error, and one left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it stays Indiana South Bend 2, Roosevelt nothing. Your tune to Roosevelt University softball.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The Conference of Champions.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney.
All right, we're back here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the first pitch will be a riser high. 1 ball and no strikes as it'll be Kendall Pearson leading it off now for Roosevelt. 9-1-2 due up on the Laker order here. Abby Yarnell remaining in the circle here for Indiana South Bend. Has had a really good outing so far, tossing shutout ball through the first 3 innings. There's a bunt laid down. It kind of scoots out to the circle. Yarnell fields, whirls, throws to first base, and gets the runner by a half a step for the out. So 1 away in the inning on a nifty 1-3 put out there. 1 away in the inning. Back to the top of the order, and Ella Dvorak. So Yarnell now 4 1/3 innings. Had 72 pitches coming in. Has given up 4 hits, flare, and that'll drop in just beyond third base. It'll be a fair ball. Rounding first, heading for second, head first slide, throw too late. And so a double here. A bloop double for Ella Dvorak, and the Lakers have a runner in scoring position. We've had a few of those today, just pop-ups down the left field line and kind of landing right between the drifting back third baseman. In this case, that was Leah Dawson, and then coming in from left field was Alexis Ream, but neither able to get to it. And the Lakers, resulting now, have a base runner at second base. An attempt to bunt pulled back, and the pitch coming in high on the first offering now to Caitlin Williams. So again, the Lakers with a runner in scoring position here. They've had several in this game. They have left 5 on base so far today. Indiana South Bend has left 6 on the bags. There's a ball outside. 2 balls and no strikes now for Caitlin Williams. She'll be followed by Athena Pameli-Penn and then Bryn Dvorak here for the Lakers. 2-0 Indiana South Bend with a lead. Game 1 of 2 here today. Game 2 slated for a 2:30 start. Roosevelt against Olivet Nazarene. There's a bunt, third base side. Charging at third base, bare hand field, and then the throw to first base. Didn't see the call as I was watching, as now it is a wide turn at first. The runner apparently safe in a rundown. Now throw back to the plate, and everybody will be safe. And runners will be at second and third. Bunt there, charging at third base was Dawson. Fired to first. Wasn't sure about the call, as again we have 2 umpires, and both were out of my field of view at first base. But then I could see that it was safe. The call there is on the play. Williams took a wide turn, was in a rundown. Then they tried to throw at third base, and everybody wound up going in safely. So Williams gets a bunt single and then ultimately advances to second. Ella Dvorak to third, and the Lakers now have the tying runs in scoring position. Quick meeting here in the circle for Indiana South Bend, and here is Athena Pameli-Penn. Golden opportunity here now for Roosevelt. Pameli-Penn 1 for 2 with a walk today. Yarnell under the wind of the pitch. A little bit of a jam shot, inside-out swing fouled off to the right by Pameli-Penn, and it's 0-1. Pameli-Penn walked in the first inning and then grounded out to second back in the third. Looking for what would be a huge hit here for the Lakers. They try to get their first runs of the season on the board. They trail 2-0. The pitch. Just off the outside edge, and it's now 1-1. Lakers had 2 base runners in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 more in the fourth. But none as yet able to score. Swinging a line drive that'll be fouled on the right field line. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Yarnell trying to get what would be a really important strikeout here for Indiana South Bend. One ball, 2 strikes. Pamela Penn squares the bunt, pull the bat back. Soft liner lands behind the circle and into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Second runner rounding third, throw to the plate too late. And Athena Pamela Penn pulls in at second, and the Lakers have tied the game with a pair of RBIs from Athena Pamela Penn, and we're even at 2. So Pamela Penn driving in a pair. That'll be scored a single. Pamela Penn advancing to second on the throw. Here's Brynn Dvorak, and now the Lakers have the go-ahead run aboard in scoring position. I know that overhead is an airplane. All right, here we go now. Here's Brynn Dvorak, who has, and that'll be a fly ball into the outfield and off the dome, so that'll be an out for Brynn Dvorak. And that will be the second out of the inning. And here is Ava Casper. And Casper, who was lined out twice, takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So it's a 2-2 game. Runner at second base now and 2 away in the inning. Getting credit for the put out there is going to be Leah Dawson at third on that previous out. And there's a pitch a little bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Casper lined to first time up, lined softly to second. Back in the third. The pitch. Missing outside, that'll run it to 3-0 now. Bianca Gallegos awaits on deck here for Roosevelt. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Down and away, ball 4, and so runners at first and second now. And here is Bianca Gallegos. That is Yarnell's second free pass of the game. She has struck out 4 so far today. And Gallegos now standing in. She is 1 for 2. First pitch here hit well to center field, but it'll be caught in medium deep center field for the out. That ball was hit on a line, and drifting back, then kind of hopping into the air was Aubrey Gerhardt to make the play to end the inning. But the Lakers able to do damage as they pick up 2 in the inning. 2 runs for RU on 3 hits. And the Lakers lead 2, and we're all leaving after 5. We go to the 6th in a good ball game. It's 2-2. This is Roosevelt University softball.
A third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
So the Lakers drawing even back in the last half inning. We're all square to 2 apiece as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Reese Douglas will lead it off now as Riley Sarnecki remains in the circle here for the Lakers. Lakers have out-hit Indiana South Bend 7-4, and we're even at 2, so a new ball game here heading to the 6th and 7th innings. There's a swing and a foul back. On one here to Douglas. Douglas, Dawson, and Watts due up here for Indiana South Bend. Reese Douglas 2 for 2 in this game with a pair of doubles. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. This is hit well, and it'll be lofted into short right field for a base hit. Good effort there at second base. As Enriquez dove to her left, just not quite able to get to it as it fell just beyond the reach into short right field. And so Douglas now 3 for 3 in this game, aboard with a leadoff single here in the 6th inning. And here's Leah Dawson. Dawson has a sacrifice with an RBI that drove in a run and a walk. And the first pitch, swing and a miss. That was a heater, and Dawson looked like had a high velocity swing there, but came up empty, and she's behind 0-1. Dawson back in the batter's box. And the 0-1. Riser high to make it 1-1. Two runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Roosevelt. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error for Indiana South Bend. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Ball low, 2-1. Oh, great game to start off the season. Always fun when the game is in doubt going into the late 2 innings. Here's the 2-1. Riser high, 3-1. 2-2, top of 6, 1 on, nobody out here for Indiana South Bend. Lakers today playing a pair of former CCAC opponents. Here's the 3-1. Popped up, right side, and that will land about a third up the foul line, and it looks like it'll be called a fair ball. There was a throw in the second to try to get the lead runner, and that came in late, and so runners at first and second on a bloop single there for Leah Dawson. When that ball came off the bat, I thought for sure it would drift foul. But now runners at first and second. Here's Jordan Watts now. Watts has flied out and also has reached as well. That was back in the 4th inning. First pitch missing for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to the right-handed hitting Watts. There's a swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1-1. Watts walked her last time up back in the 4th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sarnecki into the line and the pitch. Popped up right side, and that'll be into the netting and out of play. So 1-2. Jade Baker would be next, and then we'll recycle back to the top of the order. And again, Indiana South Bend, they have been consistently threatening throughout the game, only have a pair on the board, but they have a chance for more here. As the next pitch, wave and a miss, and a ball that kind of rode inside on the inner half of the plate. Great location there, and that results in a strikeout for Watts for the first out of the inning. Here's Jade Baker. Baker 2 for 2, a pair of strikeouts here today. First pitch from Sarnecki, bunted, a little spin back foul, 0-1. Laker pitchers today have struck out a combined 5 batters. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Fouled back into the screen. And now we're at 0-2. Laker pitchers have come out with strikeouts at key times in this game, and they're on the verge of another one here. Late innings, tie game, you can ill afford to allow the runners to advance and ultimately score, which is basically stating the obvious. There's a check swing, and Baker did not hold up, and Baker out on strikes for the third time today. Second strikeout of the inning for Zarnecki. Back to the top of the order, and Aubrey Gerhardt. Gerhardt has struck out, singled, and hit into a fielder's choice today. Righty versus lefty here. Lakers looking to get out of the inning. Get out of a little bit of a mini jam. Here's the pitch, low and away. It goes to the backstop. And now it's a full-fledged jam here as the runners advancing, and now runners at second and third, and a base hit could potentially drive in a pair here in the top of the sixth inning. Called a passed ball. And the next pitch fouled back out of play. And it's even at a ball and a strike. Gerhardt, the leadoff hitter in the Indiana South Bend batting order, back into the batter's box. Left-handed batter standing in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Crucial at bat in this game. There's a bunt, popped up, diving attempt, and Krakis makes the grab on a basket catch left of home plate, and that'll end the inning. So the inning and the threat comes to an end. No runs for Indiana South Bend on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go bottom 6. It's a 2-2 tie. This is Roosevelt University softball.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Back at the Dome in Rosemont, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch here swung on and fouled to the left side out of play. As we have a 2-2 ball game. And Libby Krakis leading it off here for the Lakers. And now we'll have a pitcher-catcher meeting halfway between home and the pitcher circle. Lakers have out-hit Indiana South Bend 7-6 here this afternoon. And we are even at 2. Krakis back into the batter's box. And the pitch. And that'll be a floater, letter high, called strike to make it 0-2. Libby today has a single and a sacrifice. So she is officially 1 for 1, and the pitch. That'll be fisted foul on the right side. That pitch coming inside, and the ball on the swing just fisted off the top of the band handle there and just kind of popped to the right side, and we hold it 0-2. Abby Yarnell into the wind, and the pitch. Down low, 3-2. 7, 8, 9 in the order, due up here for the Lakers in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the payoff pitch. And that'll be a riser high, and actually now the count is on the board, showing 2-2. So the at-bat continues. And the pitch. Inside out swing, pop foul right side, and will hold at 2-2. Got to go back and look at the pitch sequence there. I went off the rails there a little bit with the keeping track of the count. We do have a scoreboard here as well. 2-2 the pitch. High, and now, better late than never, we arrive at a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes. There's a swing and a grounder left side. I'm shielded by catcher and umpire. Was fielded at shortstop. Throw to first low, but in time, and that's the first out of the inning. So Baker throws to first base. Summer Johnson, nice extension to reel in that low throw, and there's one away in the inning. One up and one down. Here is Isis Enriquez now, and she takes the first pitch. Looked like it came in a little bit low, 1-0 the count. Enriquez has flied out and struck out in this game. And the pitch. Swinging a topper, and that'll be called a foul ball. It hit, looked like it hit the right foot of Enriquez while in the box. So now 1-1 here to the Roosevelt second baseman. Kendall Pearson next, then back to the top of the order, and Ella Dvoracek here for the Lakers. So we play in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 game. All right, 1-1 the count. And the pitch. That'll be low and inside, 2-1. Well, approaching the 2-hour mark of the ball game. We're right at 1:45 right now. Actually, a little less. I think we got underway about 12:02. Wave and a miss. Good drop ball there that kind of curled toward the outer half of the plate. Well executed pitch there by Yarnell. And now 2-2 to Isis Enriquez. Two-two pitch. Swinging a bouncer. Gloved near third on a backhand play. And then the throw to first from Dawson in time. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Good play there by Leah Dawson. One step to her right. Reached across, backhanded it shoulder high, and then the peg to first right on the money for the out. So 2 away for Kendall Pearson, who fouls off the first pitch. And now back in the batter's box. Pearson has a single and a ground out. Batting here with 2 out, nobody on base. Next pitch, a sharp one-hopper. Gloved at third base, playing in tight. There at third, about a third of the way up the line was Dawson. And that was a hot shot there in one hop, but Dawson fielded it and then threw to first to end the inning. So good defensive work in this frame at third base by Leah Dawson, and the Lakers are retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. We go to the 7th. It's all tied at 2. This is Roosevelt University softball.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The GLIAC is the Conference of Champions. Since its inception in 1972, GLIAC teams have won 53 national championships and countless more individual championships.
Throughout the GLIAC, passionate fans come support our athletes in 21 NCAA-sponsored sports.
Just as important as being champions on the field.
The pool.
The court.
The course.
The track.
GLIAC student athletes are champions in the classroom and the community.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
The GLIAC is.
the Conference of Champions.
All tied at 2. We head to the top of the 7th inning here in Rosemont, Illinois. And it'll be the heart of the order, 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for Indiana South Bend, as it'll be Alexis Ream to start it off here now for the Titans. As Riley Sarnecki remains in the circle here for the Lakers. In the first pitch, a letter high swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Ream, Johnson, and Leisure due up here for the Titans. Ream struck out swinging last time up. And the 0-1. Hit well, one hop, but caught at third base near the bag. Throw to first base, and that's the first out of the inning. Casper at third, kind of leaning over a little bit there, but no trouble with a backhand catch. And one away here in the Titans' 7th inning. Here is Summer Johnson. Johnson, right-handed batter, awaits. First pitch, down and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Johnson is 0 for 2 with an RBI in this game. And the next pitch, high and away. And that will make it 2 balls and no strikes. Tense ball game here to start the season for the Roosevelt Lakers, as it is a 2-2 ball game. The pitch. Inside out swing, lofted towards second. One hop, glove there, underhand throw to first base coming from Enriquez, and that'll be the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down, and that'll leave it up to Maddie Leisure for Indiana South Bend. Leisure had a fielder's choice last time up. She's 1 for 3 in this game. First pitch here, another inside-out swing, and that'll be fouled down the right field line out of play. So 0-1 to Maddie Leisure. Abby Yarnell would be next if the inning continues for the Titans. Lakers will play Olivet Nazarene in their next game. As here's the wind and the pitch. Fouled off to the right out of play. 0-2. Indiana South Bend will move to field 2 for game number 2 today. And they will face Lawrence Tech. Next pitch, pop foul. So a 2-strike count here. 2 out, nobody on, top of 7 in a 2-2 game. Real good game to call here in the season opener for the Lakers and for the Titans. Here comes the 0-2. Bouncing in the opposite batter's box to make it 1-2. That was low and away. Leisure, right-handed batter, back into the batter's box, taps the plate. Sarnecki now back on the rubber and the pitch. Swing and a foul. We'll try it again. One, 2 here to Maddie Leisure. As Indiana South Bend in danger of going out in this inning. 1, 2, 3 in order. 1-2. Swing and a miss on a great riser there, and that'll end the inning. And in fact, the Titans are retired in order. So in the inning for Indiana South Bend, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Lakers can win it with a run. We go bottom 7, tied at 2. This is Roosevelt University softball.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Lakers looking for any kind of a run here to get what would be a come-from-behind win. And for the Lakers, top of the order to up, so Ella Dvoracek will lead it off here now for RU. Abby Yarnell remains in the circle here for the Titans. First pitch, inside-out swing, and it'll be fouled off to the left out of play, and it's 0-1. Ella Dvoracek doubled and scored back in the 5th inning. She is 2 for 3 in the game. Here's the 0-1. Little floater down low. A ball and a strike. Caitlin Williams next, then it would be Athena Pamele Penn, followed by Bryn Dvoracek here for the Lakers. 1 ball, 1 strike. The wind and the pitch. Down low to make it 2-1. Titans scored single runs in the 2nd and 3rd. Lakers with a pair in the 5th, and we've been scoreless since in a tie game at 2-2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yarnell back on the rubber. And the pitch. Low and away. 3-1. Ella Dvoracek back into the batter's box here. Yarnell leans in, gets the sign. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, chopped to the left of the circle. Glove there at short, throw to first base. Not nearly in time. Dvoracek moving quickly down the line at first base. As Baker was kind of a bit of a medium hop there. And Jade Baker at short had to wait on it, and that allowed Dvoracek to make it at first with an infield single. Her 3rd hit of the day. And that'll bring to the plate Caitlin Williams. Winning run now aboard here for the Lakers with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Williams singled and scored last time in the 5th inning. Bunts it here, gloved at third base in front of the circle. Throw to first, and it looks like not in time. Charging at third there was Leah Dawson. Came up firing, but pulled the first baseman off the bag there. And so, runners at first and second now for the Lakers. See if they call that score to sacrifice and an error. And no, it looks like Williams is being given a single here. Yep, single on the play. Dvoracek to second now. Meeting in the circle here for Indiana South Bend. So the Lakers looking to win the season opener and come from behind fashion here, looking for a dramatic win. And it's 2 on, nobody out. Golden opportunity here for RU. Here's Athena Pamele Penn now. Athena is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Bunts here, pushes it up the first base side, fielded right of the circle, and it'll be a 3-4 put out here. As Summer Johnson fields, throws to Watts covering the bag at first. And the winning run now is at third base for the Lakers. Oh, well executed there. 1 away in the inning. Here's Bryn Dvoracek now. And a chance here to get the win for Roosevelt. Yarnell into the wind. First pitch here, swung on and into left center field and a drop in for the base hit, and the Lakers win the game. So the Lakers come from behind, and Bryn Dvoracek with a line single to left center field, and this game comes to an end, and Roosevelt claims a win in their first game of the season. Ella Dvoracek scoring from third. And the Lakers close it out. Final totals in the game for the Lakers: 3 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. And they leave 7. While Indiana South Bend, 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error. And they leave 8 on base. Good ball game here in game 1 of the season. Game 2 on the way. Right around 2:30 p.m. or so. It'll be Roosevelt against Olivet Nazarene. Thanks to Josh Wallfish on stats. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Hope you'll join us in a bit for game number 2. Final again, Roosevelt 3 and Indiana South Bend 2. For the moment, we thank you for listening in. And for now, from the Dome in Rosemont, we wish you all a very pleasant good afternoon and hope to see you soon.